Hello and welcome to my video on softening skin with surface blur and the high pass filter. There are many different ways to soften skin in Photoshop. This is one that I use quite frequently and really like the results. It combines surface blur and a high pass filter to soften skin while keeping detail in the skin. Here's my photo of Angie that we're going to work with today. I'm going to start by making two copies of the cleanup layer. I'm going to name the top one high pass and the bottom one is going to be called soft skin. Now I'll hide the high pass, go back down to the soft skin. I'm going to go to filter, blur, surface blur. Surface blur removes texture but does not overlap where there's contrast. This prevents a halo effect that can be caused with other blurs. I'm going to change it to the point where the detail starts to disappear and the skin tone evens out. We'll drop it down a little bit more from here. Now this will look a little, or actually a lot, plasticky right now. We're going to take care of that later. There are two options when working with surface blur. Radius determines the radius of the effect, how much it averages out. The threshold setting determines how sensitive the blur will be to the contrasting points. I want this to be lower than the threshold, down to about 15 for this image. Now we click OK. The drawback to surface blur is that it's very CPU intensive. It can take several minutes to apply. The higher the threshold, the longer it will take. While this is rendering, I'm going to hit pause and I'll be back shortly. Alright, now that's done, I'm going to go back and turn the high pass filter layer on and select it and go to Filter, Other, High Pass. The high pass filter is going to bring out detail in the photo. Bring the radius to a point where you can start to see the outline of the contrast areas. Here, for example, we can see the contrast in the eye. Now I'm going to click OK and change the blending mode to linear light. Now that that's set, my next step is going to be hold down the Alt key or Option on Mac and create a clipping mask between the two. Now with my soft skin layer selected, I'm going to hold down the Alt key again and click on the layer mask. What that does is that masks everything. Now I can go back with my brush tool and start to paint back white in the mask where I want the skin softening effect to show through. Now for this example, I'm going to go through it fairly quickly, but if I was doing this for show or for a client, I would definitely spend more time to go through and do a better job masking this. Okay, now we have that set, and that looks better. We can always see what we've masked and what we've missed by hitting the slash key. Now the next step I'm going to take is to create a layer group and put both of these layers in that group. Now all that's left is for me to go through and adjust the opacity of each layer. I can do both a high pass, which is going to show that detail. I can do the skin softening, adjust those separately, or adjust them all together with the grouping. So now we can see before and after. We can see it with the high pass off and with it on. That's all there is to it. Go through and make the adjustments until it turns out the way you like. I hope you've enjoyed this video and find the information useful. Thanks for watching.